Good morning and welcome to Exxon Live. More importantly, welcome to 2022. And the old man grew a beard. It's going to shade up here in a couple of days. But today I want to talk to you about what we're leading off the new year with, and it's peer advisory groups. We've worked on these before. We've had them. They are exceptional. And I'm going to tell you something. One of the things I've learned in life, if you have a group of people around you that are like-minded and see things the same way you do or not, but you can have a conversation with them and talk about what's going on in your business because they're in the same seat in their business. They're an owner. They're a CEO. Y'all can share ideas and share problems. And the best way to do that, the most effective way to do that is through a peer advisory group. So today, what I want to do is talk about the powers of a peer advisory group, go through some slides to educate you on what they are and how you can get enrolled, whether it's with Vistage or, one of the other ones or us with Bold Peer Advisory Group. We'd love to have you be a part of us. We have a lot of fun and we enjoy doing this. We also offer 12 months of training with the peer advisory groups. But peer advisory groups are probably one of the best ways for business owners to have a group of trusted advisors in the same place they are to grow and share the business. So let's bring the slides up and we'll walk through this and talk about it. So obviously, my question to you is, do you have what it takes to join a peer advisory group and be a member? Because not everybody's a fit. They really aren't. Peer advisory groups are made up of business owners, and it's a group. It's like a team, like a football team or a basketball team, a group of peers in the same situation you are to hold you accountable to your goals, your ambitions, your vision, and more importantly, to connect you in areas you need to be connected. Every business leader out there can benefit from a peer advisory group. And if you have a company, I would encourage you to take your middle managers and find peer advisory groups for them to be in to help them grow and be educated on things in the business world. Good peer advisory groups have a clear purpose. And we especially Bold, we only include people who can contribute. Look, not everybody wants to give. Not everybody wants to take. This isn't a social club. I know some of them out there, you pay enough money and now you're something special. We're about helping business owners solve problems. And this is not one person's place to complain and whine all the time. It's a group of people helping each other grow their business. That's what a peer advisory group should be. The 7 powers of a peer group are amazing. And CEOs that have been in peer advisory groups understand this. It's a safe haven. When I was commanding a squadron at Tinker, we had a peer advisory group that met every Friday. It was all the operations group commanders. And in that room, we had our group commander there and all 7 of the squadron commanders in the room. And we would talk about some very significant issues. And there was no judgment and there was no anger, there was no fear, there was no punishment, but there was accountability. And there was a place to ask really hard questions about dealing with personnel issues, about dealing with funding issues, about dealing with operational issues, because typically what you have in most organizations is young leaders and old leaders. And the young leaders can teach the old leaders some things and the old leaders can teach some young leaders some things. So that's the power of it. The one thing that I enjoyed about our peer advisory group in the military and the ones we do now is it's unfiltered truth. Look, it's the debrief. If you can't handle the truth, then you shouldn't be a business owner. And if your peers can't tell you where you're screwing up and you listen and take it in for what it's worth, then you're not going to grow your business. They provide a place for accountability and honestly, peer pressure from your peers to get better. The biggest value of a peer group is it allows you to see and accept change where it makes sense. Those that are unwilling to change become irrelevant. And you have to understand that the world is changing every day. So I would offer you being in this helps you live in a change environment. The 6th one, and one of the most amazing parts, is personal growth. You're going to learn more about yourself in this group. I've seen people cry. I've seen people yell. I've seen people, laugh. It's every emotion you can imagine. And at the end of it, you're 10 people in your peer group. You develop lifelong friendships and a lifelong advisory group to ask questions, bounce ideas off, and maybe have business deals with. You never know what's going to happen. As part of our peer advisory group, we go through a specific problem-solving process. And with each member, it's like this. The owner defines the problem with nobody interrupting. The members of the peer group ask clarifying questions. Not advice, they ask questions. Then the peers give 15 minutes of advice, and then he thanks the peers. That's simple. We go through a specific process to make sure we're time bound and that the owner of the business is getting his problem solved. The idea is to sit in a hot seat and take the shots to help you solve the problems. And you have to be willing to listen. If you're not willing to listen, it will not work. These are the results from peer groups across the world. 64% report an increase in bottom line profitability. 56% increased top line sales, and 60% report an increase in productivity. Why do you think that is? Because they're spending specific time during the month working on their business, not in their business. They're getting asked tough questions by successful business owners that they have to answer and go back and think about when they're done. You don't get to walk away with your book in your hand because you wrote it down and didn't do anything. They're going to hold you accountable. So my question is, do you have what it takes to go to possible? Are you willing in your life to find a peer group and put the time in and effort and make the financial commitment to grow your business in an effective and efficient way? Here's our peer group membership requirements, and they're different for every group. You have to be successful. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to offer advice and critiques and take advice and critiques and not get your feelings hurt. You have to be a service-first person, and you have to be focused. We do not want people in our groups that have their phone out the whole time. As a matter of fact, we ask you to put your phone away in ours because that 2-hour time frame is for us to work on your business and get you stronger and grow your business. We agreed to the Chatham House rules, and basically it's this, and this comes from Great Britain back in the 1700s, and the Chatham House is still around today. Anything said in the room stays in the room. You take the learning for yourself, you don't share others' challenges, and you keep the members of your group confidential. This is a secret club, kind of. But the idea behind it is we want to protect what you say in that meeting and make sure nobody is going out talking about your business and the challenges you're facing. We're there to only help. If you violate the Chatham House rules, you are gone. Here's how we go through it. Pretty simple. The big thing that's different about our peer groups and others is we provide a monthly lesson of the day to help you grow your business. And that's an online lesson you do before you get there. And then we talk about it in the class and answer questions. We start with a temperature check at ours, which basically comes in to see how you're doing. Where are you today? Where are you on the personal and professional level? And so we know how to engage you. If you're having a bad day personally, we're going to lay off a little bit. If you're having a bad day professionally, we're going to dig in and see what's going on, right? Speaker of the day, and this is basically just answering questions. We'll have a speaker come in sometimes, and sometimes we'll just talk about the lesson. We'll go to the roundtable introductions in this peer group, and this is what it looks like, and this is where we get into the fun part, which is the hot seat. The hot seat is the member deep dive, 2 per session, and 2 members of the community get their questions answered. We work on it, and there's a different 2 every month to work on those issues. Like we said before, the flow is simple. The owner describes their problem. The group asks clarifying questions. The group gives advice. And then the owner thanks the peers for the help. One of the things I think is very valuable about this, and what I learned getting out of the military is that business owners aren't really good at taking feedback like pilots are. And I don't mean to be mean, but when you're a baby pilot, a young pilot, you're getting feedback to you that's very true and very blunt to the point of, in your face telling you how bad you are, right? And so you grow thick skin. And I would say to be in a peer group, to make it work right, we've got to be willing to listen. We've got to be humble, and when we provide that feedback, but we've also got to be willing to have those hard discussions. So peer feedback should talk about what went well, what didn't go well, and what can we do better next time. And we're going to do this in every group to make sure we're getting through the advice giving and mentorship process properly. Your big domino. I think we all have things in our business that if one big thing happened, all the rest of the dominoes would fall. So we're going to ask in the group to talk about what your big domino is and what you're doing to set that domino up for success and ready to push over to accelerate your business. So this is what our groups look like. If you're interested in joining, please reach out to us. But it's 12 months of online training where we talk about personal development. We help you build efficiencies and grow your business. And that's all online training. Then we have 12 half-day meetings. They're 3 hours long. And we talk about problem solving. It's education and learning. We talk about goal setting and your big domino. And then monthly, we have coaching for each member for a half hour to an hour to ask questions on a one-on-one basis where they can bring their team to us Exon, and we can help you work through your challenges as a group. So that's what a peer advisory group is. That is the intent of it. We are launching our peer advisory groups again this month. We're looking for 10 members. And you can go to www.exon.co. I'll put it in the chat here. And go to the peer advisory groups and look at what they look like. You can schedule an initial call. You can sign up to join there automatically. And we look forward to having you be a part of this, because we believe that to grow businesses, we have to work together as business owners to grow those businesses. Now, this Exon Live today was about stuff that's going to help you in your business. We're going to change the format of this in this year to do that. We're going to have a discussion every week with some educational pieces to it to help things you can take away and take with you. So the one thing I want you to take away today, if you don't want to be in a formal peer advisory group, I want you to find 3 business owners beside yourself that you can talk to on a day in and day out business, and you meet with once a month. And you sit around the table and you talk about what you're dealing with, and you have those tough discussions. If you just do that, you're going to see your business grow. We would love for you to be a part of our organization and our peer advisory groups, but we're more excited about your success and where you're going in the future. So with that, I am Dave Evans. This is Exon Live, and we are out of here.